guys. I think it's time for another theory video. I said I would do one a while back, and I didn't have forgotten, and I'm trying to do what I say. So we'll talk about something. First of all, the acronym for what I'm going to talk about is A, C, and D. See, I know the band, you put a slash to it, but I'm just going to do it like that. These four are all four notes, and they're notes that the four scales, or in some cases three, depends on how you look at the C part, are start on. So A is the start of, and I'm gonna deal in the key of C in this video, and I'm only gonna deal with alterations of scales if they only involve one sharp or flat alteration, not multiple alterations. I don't consider that very. If by the time you have two or more notes in a scale, you're not even related to the scale to me. So A is a note that if you and I'm going to do key of C, so it's all white keys on the piano. If you, maybe not key of C, but all the white notes on the piano. On the white notes on the piano, A is the starting point of the harmonic minor scale. Okay, so that's where the A comes from. C is the acronym. C, it means that for the major scale, you start on C in all white notes. That seems pretty obvious. D, for the melodic minor scale in white key terms, you start on D. For the melodic minor scale, if I said that. Okay, the last C can either be that you also start this, you can also start the melodic minor scale on C, or if you want to go past the melodic minor scale and include all four permutations of the of 7-note scales, C is a start of the harmonic major scale. So A harmonic minor, C major, D melodic minor, C melodic minor, or C harmonic major. Okay, now what do I mean by that, and can I explain those scales? And not only just play them up and down or just play them, let's explain the harmony behind them. Okay, so let's start with A, because that's the first letter. I want you to remember AC/DC like the band, and it's not Antichrist Devil's Child this time, or whatever they called it growing up. In the key of A, you have the three chord trick that Jimmy Page talks about. You have the one chord. In this case, A would be an A chord. If I'm doing harmonic minor, the A is going to be minor. I'll maybe clean that up a little so you can hear it better. Less distortion. Less distortion, is it? Okay. Then the four chord in A in the key of A is D, and in the harmonic minor it would be D minor. The five chord is E, and in the natural minor that would be E minor, but for the harmonic minor it's E major. A minor, D minor, E major. So, and that scale is called A harmonic minor. I could play it, but whatever. Okay, and they can play it in all 12 keys, of course, because there's 12 notes on the piano scale, all the notes possible. Next, C. C is the root of a major scale in white notes. So I'm going to play C first, and in major scale, all 3, 1, 4, and 5 chords are major. So I have C major, and the 4 chord is F major, 5 chord is G major, 1 chord is back to C major. That makes a C major scale, which I can play. All right. So that A and C, A harmonic minor, and C major. You could even make, and we all see the circle of fifths a lot of the time, and the C is always at the top, but don't let that fool you. B flat could be at the top. Any of the 12 notes can be the start of a circle of fifths, just like any of the 12 notes can be the root of a chromatic scale. You don't say C chromatic scale. The chromatic scale is symmetrical and has 12 notes, so any of the 12 notes can be the root of a chromatic scale. Same with the circle of fifths and the note on top. It doesn't have to be C. Any note in the circle of fifths can be put at the top of the 12 o'clock position on the circle of fifths. So don't let that C thing really bug you that much. D is the root of melodic minor in white keys, and I'm going to explain that. So the one chord would be D, but in this case D minor. D isn't dog. D minor. Then the 4 chord is G, but it's G major. 5 chord is A, but it's A major. And then back to D minor. That makes D melodic minor scale. I can play that a little. Of course, I can go on all 12 keys. And the last C could be either the other way that you can start a melodic minor scale is also on C. You could have C melodic minor, and I'm going to get into the actual scales in a minute. Right now I'm just in the harmonies. I will get to the scales and all the sharps and flats, but you can I can only do one thing at a time, of course. So C can also be the root of melodic minor. So it's the same chord pattern as in D, but this time I'm going to start on C. So it would be C. The one chord is C. In this case, C minor. 4 chord is F. That would be F major. 5 chord is G. That'd be G major. Back to the 1 chord, which is C minor. That makes C melodic minor. But the other way of looking at the AC/DC in terms of C is if you do all 4 permutations of not just harmonic minor, major, and harmonic minor, major, and melodic minor, but do harmonic minor, major, melodic minor, and harmonic major. That includes all 4 of the permutations possible in altering white notes of the keyboard to keep a 7-note scale that's acceptable harmonically. So let's do C harmonic major. So in C harmonic major, this 1 chord is C, but it's going to be major. So C major, F minor, G major, back to C major. Very interesting sound. It kind of gets overlooked by academia. C major, F minor, G major, C major. Okay, I'm knocking my CDs down. Tons of CDs here, and I didn't even knock them down when I came close. Okay, so I'll play that scale for you. I goofed there. Let me try it again. Oh, shoot. Wait, let's see there. Oh, there I go. Okay, that scale should not be ignored by academia. It's a very beautiful scale. I like to use it a lot. All right, now the scale for way of looking at this, rather than that was the harmonies, and then I played the scale. That's not good enough. I have to show you the scales and explain them. A harmonic. So these all these alterations are starting with white notes on the piano, and either 1 flat or 1 sharp to make the scale in question. So if you take all the white notes on the piano, starting on A, and make 1 sharp, which is the 7th note, which is G, make it as in goat. G sharp would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A. So when I play the harmonic minor scale, wait, it's harder going down. C. So 1 sharping the 5th, sharping the 7th of A would give it a G sharp, and so all the white notes on the piano starting on A, but with a G sharp instead of a G or an A harmonic minor scale. Explained, isn't it? C is easy. C is just no alterations of C majors of white keys on the piano starting on C. All right, fair enough. Now D is the root, is the starting in the white keys of a melodic minor scale. And here, just like the G sharp is the 7th of A, to make a melodic minor scale, you start on D, but also sharp the 7th of D, which happens to be C. So I'm going to put C sharp. The 7th of D, which people call D Dorian, but I just didn't say that yet. Dorian with a sharp 7th is a melodic minor. This is Aeolian with a sharp 7th is a harmonic minor. a C in natural unaltered scale starting on C is C Ionian, and a altered Dorian, a Dorian with a sharp 7 is also a melodic minor scale. So now the C. Well, first let's treat it as a melodic minor root. If you take a C major scale and flat the third, you get a C melodic minor scale. So that would be with a C major scale with a E flat, because E is the third in C. I'm going to flat the E flat of the C to get C melodic minor scale. Let's do this right here. Okay, here we go. All right, there you have it. But then C could also be considered the root of the C harmonic major scale. I didn't think of bringing something to erase all this with. No, this one right here. Okay, so in C, I shouldn't erase the E flat. Let's put it underneath because they're both important. I mean, I didn't just erase that by okay, E flat. Now, to make it sounds like this the same example of the. No, it isn't. It's different. To make a C major scale of C harmonic major scale, you flat the 6th degree. So the 6th degree in C is A. So I'm going to play A flat. So it's going to be a C major scale with an A flat instead of an A. So that's what I just played. And there we go. It's what I just played, and that the root of it was C with an A flat is a C harmonic major scale. Now, let's see if I have any more for this. I think I might. Let me think. I explained all the scales. All right, one last thing for all you people that really are into this, because that's mainly what I had to say. But let's just say one more thing here. Do you know that technically there's 6 different scales that you could name to make up those 4 scales, and they'd all have an equal right to be in there. But for the case of scales that have 2 names, we pick one. So that's all. Why have the same scale represented, but with a different, starting point, different root, a mode of that scale with a different root, with the same notes, and calling it 2 different names when it's really just the same scale. So that's what we've done. But I want to explain that because it doesn't get talked about much. Okay. First of all, let's start with C major this time. We're going to be in the key of C, but I'm not going to start with A because AC/DC is not written. I'm going to start with C. The C major scale is complemented by another scale that's very similar, and that's A natural minor. Both those are the same scale, just with a different starting point. So technically, I could say it's not C major, it's A natural minor. But just for convention, we call it C major and don't call it A natural minor because we just have to pick one. But basically, that would be 2 different scales, but it's all the same scale, or just starting on different notes. So we just call it C major. So really, so far I have 2 names, but only 1 scale. I'm going to show you another example of that, and then bring it down from 6 to 4. Next, I'm going to do do a hard one first, an easy one. Let's do the hardest one. Melodic minor. I'm going to write. What did I do before? What did I write? Okay, melodic minor. That's how I did it before too. Now, do you know this has never been talked about, even perhaps by the great Rick Beato, LOL. Did you know there's actually a major scale version of melodic minor that's the same notes of the melodic minor, just starting on a different point? It could be called if I'm in D. Let's see, get this right here. Yeah, okay, I get it. It would be the melodic major scale. There is such a thing. I've never heard it talked about except in my head. LOL. I thought of that melodic minor. Because if you play an A melodic minor, that's also a G melodic major. And how do I define that? Well, A melodic minor is a scale with a minor tonic and major subdominant and major dominant. Well, if you reverse all that, a melodic major could be a major tonic with a minor subdominant and a minor dominant. So the mirror image of melodic minor. So, and if you start an A for melodic minor, you get the and then do the G for the melodic major. You'll notice that these two scales are both exist and are the same scale starting on a different note. So we just pick it melodic minor for some reason, just like we picked major instead of harmonic minor. I don't know why, but it seemed more comfortable to call it melodic minor than melodic major. So we started on, in this case, I usually say D, but I'm just using C. You know what, dude? I messed up that. I meant to put D. That was a total faux pas. Yeah, G melodic minor is actually G melodic major. Glad I saw that. They both have they both are white keys in the piano, starting on a different note with one alteration. In D melodic minor, it is a D Dorian with a raised seventh note, which means a C sharp. With melodic major, guess what that is? It's a G mixolydian, but with a G mixolydian, so with a let's see. It's basically with a flat a G. It's a G mixolydian with a flat six. How's that? So if you have a G mixolydian and flat the six, and the six in G mixolydian would be G, A, B, C, D, would be E flat, which I already said that was the root you make it for the C. Well, that's a different thing. Yeah, well, I can say it that way too. So, and I just have these two names. I just pick melodic minor and ignore melodic major, even though that is technically another scale. So far I have four scales: the major scale, the natural minor scale, the melodic minor scale, the melodic major scale, and yet there's only actually now only two scales we've covered. So make sure this is right about the melodic minor: E flat, G, C sharp. Okay, I'm correct. I'm exactly, because yeah, I got it. So I did that right. I hardly ever, I try not to give you guys any misinformation. That's just not me. Okay, now, so four different names: major scale, natural minor scale, melodic minor scale, melodic major scale, but we only have two scales, and absolutely, because in each of the cases, two of the names are describing the same scale. So we picked major instead of natural minor. We picked melodic minor instead of melodic major. The only other two are harmonic. First of all, let's do this. Are harmonic minor, which we say we started on A, and then harmonic. Very bad writing, but major. Now in this case, the harmonic minor starts on A, the harmonic major starts on C, and this scale is an Aeolian mode with a raised seventh. So it'd be starting on A, would be Aeolian in white keys, but raise the seventh with G, which makes it G sharp. G is in goat. So basically an Aeolian with a G sharp instead of a G makes it harmonic minor. With harmonic major, it's a C major scale with a flatted six. So basically the flatted six would be C, D, E, F, G, A flat. So you got an A flat as the flat six in C major, and then you have I wrote A. You have a G sharp to make the Aeolian into a harmonic minor, and these two are different scales from each other and from the other four or two, whichever you look at it, that I said before. So you have major scale, which I could call I was doing it in the notes of it. You have C major scale, which I could also call a harmonic minor. C major scale, or also a natural minor, but I call it C major. That's one scale. Then I have the D, as in dog, D melodic minor scale, or the G, as in goat, melodic major scale, but I choose the D melodic minor because I have to choose one, and why not choose that one? And then I have the harmonic minor and the harmonic major. So I have basically four different scales, but if I really wanted to stretch it, there would be six names to that, and people don't really talk about that much. Even like I said, I have no, but it's there. I mean, question yourself: how come they call it the C major scale, not the A natural minor scale? We just picked it, and why do we call it D melodic minor instead of G melodic major, which I never even heard anyone say melodic major, but it's a thing. We just pick it, and and then the other two are harmonic, A harmonic minor and C harmonic major. What a mindful. So you have C major, A harmonic minor, D or C melodic minor, and C harmonic major. That's correct. Harmonic major, harmonic minor. And that's all white notes in the piano. In the case of C, I altered nothing. In the case of A, I altered the G as in goat, sharp, which is the seventh of G, which is the seventh of A, A scale starting on A. And then I have, I was going to say, I have D or C melodic minor. In the case of D, it's a sharp seventh, which is a C sharp in the key of D. Or C, if it's C melodic minor, it's a flat third. So C ionic mode with the flat third is also a C melodic minor scale. And the last one is C harmonic major, and that's a major scale with the flat six. In the case of C major, it'd be an A flat. So that one last thing I'm going to do, just for you real nerds, or maybe it'll help somebody. Forget about the board for a second. Hear my voice if you can or want to. I'm gonna name out the notes in order. I'm not gonna write them or play them, but I'm gonna name out the notes, correct notes for the four scales I've mentioned. So let's see. A harmonic minor is A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp A. C major scale, and I'm doing the AC/DC version here. C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The D melodic minor scale is D, E, F, G, A, B, C sharp, D. The C melodic minor scale is C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B, C. And the C harmonic major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A flat, B, C. I love you guys. Rock and roll. Peace. Hope you enjoyed the lesson and learned something. Have a good day.